See, Love Quantity put him in the R&B, very sensual bag, especially with Sad Romance, which I thought was a fantastic record that brought a lot of jazz elements that was like, okay, let me present Nigerian Afro pop in a different light. And I think he did that on that album. Very cohesive body of work. But there's a stark difference, obviously, now with what he had there and what we are hearing now for a single. And it makes sense. And I see it. I understand it. We're looking forward to Ckay and Blaqbonez this time around, man. Ckay and Blaqbonez. Ckay just dropped a joint with Olamide recently. Oh, this is a Ckay song, not a Blaqbonez song. Interesting. I thought it was a Blaqbonez song this entire time. It has been moving like a Blaqbonez song, but it is a Ckay single, man. We're getting a Ckay single this year. This is a huge deal. I don't know. This is a bigger deal than I thought. Yeah, I thought it was a Blaqbonez feature, but yeah, this is Ckay's single this year, first single. Let's hear it, man. Featuring Blaqbonez. Let's go. I'm excited to hear this. Hallelujah. Let's go. Okay. So I guess we take it that he has moved on from the album Sad Romance. Okay, after touring, I guess he's closed that chapter in his era. Definitely feel like this album deserves a lot more eyeballs. I mean, the numbers are good too, like healthy numbers. But Love Quantity was taken down from this. Oh shoot, okay. But yeah, still a solid album. I guess he's moved on, man. Definitely, yeah, deserves a lot more shout than it's given, especially on the Nigerian front.
I just wanna make love and money. While I suffer life is not for me. And nobody feel my pain, I will never be the same, I was a different case, when they look my side and they say, hallelujah, I'm getting moolah, inside cooler, eating suya.
Wait, hallelujah, I'm inside cooler. Wait, what? Eating suya? What? What's going on here, man? It's okay. I get this. Okay, man. Okay, on a sentimental P, obviously we already know where the song is going towards. Hey, I used to be poor, now I'm blown. We're out here. Let's celebrate. Let's turn up. Like money records are the ones that usually gets used more. Like songs that speak about wealth. Yeah, they definitely have a very, very, because they're aspirational too. You know, you can relate with it to aspire to want to be on that level. So yeah, I can see the subject matter being here. Is it a gimmick? I wouldn't really say so, but then again, it's one of the few subject matters that we have.
On the road all day, I'm chasing moolah. Fire in my mouth like a Zula. Turn up, magic be into suya. Yeah.
Magic 6 is on this. Okay.
I've been hard for like 4 years, and I wonder if I'm done yet. People be like, rise for my concert. Welcome the new convert. In a week with the convert. Would you say you want raise me? Tell them we go do I'm on failing. Yeah, Ckay but AMG, so it's 3 bad boys with V8 engines.
Hey. All right, so according to my sources, and I'm sure you guys know that Benson had a verse for the song, but yeah, we're not seeing him on the original. So it turns out that Ckay and Benson were supposed to be the ones on the song. Then Blaqbonez kind of became the last added verse towards the end, essentially why he even referenced that Buju was on the song. So Buju decided to pull his verse away because he didn't want to remake a 3-person song like he has done on Wawa Remix with Mins, and also Gwagalada with Shay Vibes and Kiss Daniel. So he's trying to pull away from that 3-person. Like it seems formulaic and templated for him. So yeah, it wasn't a good look. So he decided to pull the plug on this feature here. I don't know, man, but people are gonna eat it up, child. I'm sure, no pun intended. But Hallelujah, it's a suya inside Kula is funny, man. It's funny. Let's admit, like it's kind of cheeky. I guess that's what it's going for, some comic relief. Because why are you eating suya in the Kula? But obviously, because you're trying to rhyme. It's the same shit with Pattern of the Stop when we pop. make it pop or something. You know what I mean? It's all juvenile. It's all fun. It's all like cheeky in that sense. But man, Blaqbonez verse, by the way, I think that was solid. Like it's still obviously hitting the subject matter as it should have, and shouting out Magic Six too in the middle of the verse was cool. Obviously referencing the fact that they're chasing each other. They're kind of motivated up from each other. He said he has been chasing Benson, and that's been, I guess that's been the benchmark when it comes to I guess making money and talking about AMG. Like it was obviously nice and cool to see all of that, man, in the Blaqbonez verse. Obviously not as rapidy. He came in there with his melodies like an Afro-pop artist, which he is essentially. But anyway, not bad whatsoever, man. It's that Hallelujah line that is still sending me, bro. Bro, it's the same keys. Magic Six, you can hear his keys. You already know it. It's kind of on the nose, especially on the chorus, man. Hallelujah, it's Suya. It just feels very like, oh, where are all the low-hanging money references that you've seen in the culture, you know? And it just feels like that. At least upon first listen. At the end of the day, it's the feeling to it that is going to be a lot more important than essentially the choice of words here. Choice of words I wouldn't necessarily fully embrace because it's right there. You're just going for it. But then again, the feeling of it doesn't seem to be bad because there's a lot of nice chords that Magic Six is laying on there, and even on the call and response aspect of things where it's like like that aspect still could draw some appeal to the song. But then again, I still see it like, this is not as creative, but it's a pop single. So he's going for a very impactful like pop record that leaning towards the Ckay sound, hence why like capitalizing on the Magic Six production now. It feels like the sound of now, and Ckay is essentially trying to bring his flavor of amapiano because it's very different from a Ckay amapiano flavor. Very, very different. Very, very different, like stark difference. So he's leaning towards the amapiano, the Ckay flavor of amapiano, essentially, which is Magic Six, to connect to a Nigerian audience, and he has been making efforts too. Just in terms of positioning, in terms of visibility, he ran a campus tour. He's making a song that feels kind of laser focused for a Nigerian audience. He's bringing a Nigerian rapper singer into the mix. If his Magic Six is calling on, it definitely feels like he's focusing on a Nigerian audience as opposed to the records that he has made that has capitalized on the global scene. Is it a bad thing to look to the Nigerian audience to really want to build that connection again? Absolutely not. Like, Nigerian market is still important in a lot of ways. Essentially, it's his home. At the end of the day, he wants to come back home. He still wants to be respected and loved at home, even though he can go to outside of the world and dominate. I think it's nice to want to cover every market as you can in that aspect, not to totally ignore it, because it would be dumb to have him ignore the Nigerian market, because at the end of the day, that's where he came from. That's where he resonated with at first before the world embraced him. So yes, essentially you can see him try to come back home with a lot of the sound and direction here. It sounds very, very forced for a relatability factor here. That Owowole, that very like Hallelujah, Mitsinsuya, like obviously it's going for your average radio listener in Nigeria. Like that's what it's going for. But it's too on the nose for me. Like it's just too, like it's too, we see what you're doing, we see what you're attempting. It's too calculated for me to feel good right now. But then again, if I come back to the song more often, I think it has the potential of sitting well on a different listen. Even though he started off making records like this, bro, in Ckay turn up, like which if you go to the Ckay the first, like there was another money centered song here that was like, what was that song with DJ Lambo? Like he has made records that would resonate with the Nigerian audience, but obviously Love Quantity put him in the R&B very sensual bag, especially with Sad Romance, which I thought was a fantastic record that brought a lot of jazz elements. That was like, okay, let me sit let me present Nigerian Afro pop in a different light, and I think he did that on that album. Very cohesive body of work, but there's a stark difference, obviously, now with what he had there and what we are hearing now for a single, and it makes sense. And I see it, I understand it. It's just right now, I'm just like I don't know, maybe because I've listened to too much music to see through this. Like it's too forced for that. The transition is too like sharp back to the let me focus on the Nigerian market thing. But it might pay off for him. I like that he still wants the validation of the Nigerian audience. So respect to him and his team for that. Anyway, how are you guys feeling about this one, man? 86% in the chat. How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? Good, bad, ugly? How you feeling it? Ckay is better when he writes sad love songs. Yeah, man, because we've seen it with that sad romance, right? Sad love songs was his bag, and it's quite a transition to see. But anyway, yeah, 86% is fair. That was Ckay and Blaqbonez with Hallelujah.